Great.
And welcome back to the Profile Pod. I'm your host, Double A, back for another spectacular episode of the pod. As you can see, we are in the friendly confines of a new setup we're trying out here in the Profile Pod, but we're really excited, man. I always say this is the show that brings on individuals doing extraordinary things in life. And tonight we have an individual, this gentleman, who is in the outdoors backpacking space. If you're into hiking, if you're into outdoors, if you're into exploring, this is the interview for you. Or if you just want to see a damn good interview, this is a good interview. This is a good one for you as well. But yeah, no, I'm excited for tonight, man. We've known each other for quite some time now. We've been talking about this, and really excited because Mike has he's launched his own YouTube channel. He's got his Instagram going. He's got all his social media outlets going. And today he's representing Yes We Can Outdoors. He's here to talk all about the outdoor space, backpacking, hiking, all that good stuff, man. He's brought all this cool equipment, man. And ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, Mike Blanda, how are you tonight?
I'm doing good, Andy. Thanks so much for having me, man. And even if they just want to look at this goofy guy, if they're bored, have nothing else to do, they sit here and watch, you look weird. That's totally fine too, right?
Watch. No, hey man, it's an honor having you here.
Thanks, man. Thanks. Excited.
Absolutely, man. And like I said, man, we've been trying to do this for a long time. You launched your channel. You're just doing your thing, man. And you've got some ambassadorships going. You're just moving along, man. And well, let's check in with you, man. What's been going on with you?
Not much, man. I have a couple big trips coming up. I'm super pumped. I think for me, it's just it's joy, right? Like I'm here to inspire others, but it's not even work for me because I love backpacking. And you were one of the guys that helped inspire start. We talked about this for a while, and I saw you starting your podcast, and I'm like, I'm just lagging, but things are going well. I think it's a learning curve, right? I don't know how many subscribers I have. I have 346. Not that I'm following that much, but but no, it's
who's counting?
Yeah, right. It's going good. Just bringing content, of outdoors, whether it's the trail itself. Gear, food, prepping my backpack. It's interesting because the other day I was doing the new Durston tent. My wife's was helping me do the Durston tent, and we had some family visiting from Sacramento, and it was a cool afterthought of some people live through us, visually because they cannot do or go places. So you had the other guys on the kayak, right? Like, who can kayak and fish, right? But if they're interested in that, they can watch it. Same with my channel. If someone is interested in backpacking or outdoors in mainly Southern California area, but maybe they live in, Spain or other areas, they can come to my channel and enjoy through the lenses of a nice camera, the channel. So it's kind of a variety of backpacking, enjoying space that maybe they can't get to, or they don't have the capability of. So it's going good, man. It's going good. A lot of fun.
No, definitely. I can see. And big shout out to Elsie, your better half.
Yeah, my better half. My better 3/4, bro.
Right, and I noticed that she's getting involved now in the channel and the platform, and she's adding content and adding another dynamic to the platform.
She is the dynamic. She is. It's not. I was like, this is gonna be nice clickbait, but at the end of the day, it's been fun, bro. Because our personalities are already kind of goofy. We've been married 16 years, and she's my best friend. She's my soulmate. Yeah, thanks, man. Uh-huh. But on top of that, our personalities are so perfect for one another. It really comes out on camera. And I didn't start the channel to do that, but I had she had an idea, and I had an idea, and I was like, hey, why don't you do it with me? It was top questions that people ask for beginning backpackers. Mm-hmm. I'm like, why don't you ask me the questions from Google? We'll talk about it. And then, I'll talk about maybe how the other part came about. But so she's on there now and enjoying a little bit. She won't be on there all the time. It's my channel. Let's get that straight. No, but what's my channel? Yeah, right. But I do have a ring, so.
No, that's great, man. And like I said, you guys look like you're having fun together out there, and And did you mention she's going on her first trip?
Man, she
Coming up?
is. So
I don't want to get too far ahead, but
yeah, she is. She's coming. She's coming on her first trip fairly soon.
that's awesome, man. And where's that to? I don't know if you want to divulge too much.
It's up to you, man. This is your interview, bro. If you want, I can drop it now.
Yeah, well, no, go ahead, man.
Yeah, so I've been begging my wife to go backpacking. Not really begging, but she didn't camp till she met me. I've always been a camper. We got the camper trailer, right? We've done some camper trailing.
Yeah.
She knows I've always been a hiker and backpacker, and she has always been a hiker. She's tried Mount Whitney twice. It's a challenging peak. It really is. It's the highest point in continental USA. Growing up there, it's off the 395, which is full of just beauty on the 395. All the way to Mammoth and past that. But so she knew that a friend of mine reached out and go, "Hey, I got extra spot. It's a lottery, by the way. Mount Whitney's a lottery. We got an extra spot. You want to come?" Finally, I've been trying to get on a trip with my buddy and his wife. He's not going to go on this one, but and I'm like, yes. So I got excited. My wife's like, "Why are you so excited?" I'm like, "I'm doing Mount Whitney." She's like, "You're not?" "Yeah, go. What is it?" I'm like, "It's this thing." She's like, "Do you want to ask me?" And I'm like, "Ask you what?" "To go backpack." And I'm like, hold on one second. Let's rewind this, babe. You mean to tell me that the one time you say yes, the very first time you say yes to your first backpacking trip, it's yes to Mount Whitney? Wow. But that's my wife's personality. She's just this adventure seeker, and she wants to go all in, and she's going to do it. I'm going to do it with her, with some other friends. So real exciting. And there's a little twist to Mount Whitney that she really had to find out on a weird way. And she's like, "I don't care about the twist. I'm still going to go." So yeah, excited.
That's awesome, man. No, yeah, again, man, big shout out to Elsie out there. And it's fun to see you guys. And yeah, it definitely works, man, the dynamic. And but yeah, here we are. Yes, we can outdoors, man. You brought all kinds of cool stuff, man. I can't wait to get into everything, man. And like you mentioned, you mentioned the word inspiration, man. And you inspire me too, man. When I'm watching your content, man, I'm like, man, look at that, the scenery, you're the outdoors, and I'm an outdoors guy myself.
You got some videos too.
Yeah, and so,
hiking,
for sure, man. And I definitely want to get into what inspired you to get to start backpacking, and this is this platform, man, is the essence of this platform is bringing on individuals, doing extraordinary things in life to inspire others, man. And I thank you for being that individual who's doing his part in bringing the content and bringing all of everything that you're doing to light, and educating people and enlightening people and on this, because I mean, one thing's to go camping, glamping, what they call. But you're out there, man, on the front lines, pounding the pavement, as they say, pounding the trail, earth, the trail. And again, man, you're showing us how it's done. Yes, we count outdoors. Let's get into it, man. Tell us a little bit about when you started the platform. We kind of touched on it a little bit, and what tell us all about it, man.
Yeah, sure, absolutely. So the original idea of Yes We Can, because I've had quite a few people ask, "How did you get Yes We Can?" It originally started, we've talked about camping, and we talked about our camper trailer, but when you go look for a camp spot or you go look for a camper trailer spot, where do you usually go to look for a spot? Like to go get a view of it, you go to YouTube, right?
Online,
you take online. Hey, I'm going to go here, KOA San Diego. We're going to KOA San Diego next weekend, and you want to get a visual, right? So what inspired me was like some of these camper spots or tent spots, I can't show my wife and kids to get them pumped up. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to start a channel eventually one day. I'm going to do about tent camping and inspire. So my daughters, they love San Diego KOAs. It's a resort one. They're like, "Dad, can we go? Can we go back?" And I'm like, "Yes, we can." And it just kind of hit like, wait, yes, we can. Like for me, originally, I was inspired, and my original logo had I love mountain biking too. I love hiking. I love backpacking. I love outdoors. So originally, it was going to have like a variety of everything. But as you know, when it comes to platforms, you kind of want to fine tune things. And I think for me, the most inspirational for me of what I enjoy the most and I'm passionate about is backpacking. And there was some information in watching, a couple guys out there do their channel, and then we've discussed it. I just decided one point, just clicked, I don't know, 5 months ago, maybe 4 months ago, just do it. So COVID happened. We all know, we got out of it. And for me, mental health is really, really important. And we saw so many people in our own county really just affected with mental health. And suicides went up, a lot of things happened. And for me, that was another pivotal point as I focused on mental health coming out of COVID too. I need to get outdoors to connect with Earth, and I love it. And that really inspired me too. If I want to make a difference in this world, what does that look like? Mm-hmm. And for me, was bringing content. So the first couple of videos, I'm like, man, I'm not going to do any views, but I have the content because I enjoy it. You can't. It's not supposed to be a job. It's not supposed to be. It's a lot of work, bro. Don't get me wrong. There's anybody watching. It's tons of work. YouTube channels are not easy, but the passion is what drives me. So that's kind of how it started. Just my wife said, just buy your camera. Picked up I have a studio in my garage to do some indoors. But most of it, I gotta, be real and all that fun. You gotta take out. So you gotta hit the trails. And the greatest thing I think gift my kids and my wife give me is time. They know how much I'm passionate about it, how much I love it. So they allow me to go out when I can. And I think this will be my, I think it's my 5th or 6th. For sure, 5th at least. It might even be my 6th trip coming up this weekend. I leave Friday.
Wow.
So been busy, love it. I'm a weekend. They call it the weekend warrior. I'm not a thru hiker. I'm not a lightweight backpacker. I'm an average Joe. I got a gut on me. I got kids. You know what I mean? So if I can do this, anybody can do it. I leave on a Friday, come home on a Sunday. And I think that really attracts the father kind of medium age audience of that chubster can do it. I can do it. You know what I mean, bro? So
you look good, man.
You look good too, man. So that's kind of my audience. Kind of what's been going on is for those kind of things. Just
No. Again, man, that's you took action, and the family dynamic is so beautiful, man. Because I think backpacking, hiking, camping, the outdoors. I think all of that with friends and family go hand in hand.
Oh,
you know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Yeah, and big shout out to Savannah and the girls as well.
Yes,
and
appreciate it.
Absolutely, man, absolutely. And so I was watching some of your content recently, man. You were up in Big Pine Lake, and just phenomenal footage, man. You got some really cool stuff, man. And what was the one thing though for you, Mike, that when you're out there, right? What is it if you could narrow it down to one emotion, one thing, that you would describe your entire experience, just getting out there, man. What would that one? If you had to just narrow it down to one thing, one emotion, one description, what would that be?
Yeah, I've thought about that a lot because some of us have our own beliefs. I'm a believer. I believe in the Almighty God personally. I'm a Christ believer, so I believe that what created this universe. So when I get out there, and I've come across some people that live locally that ran into me that knew my channel on the trail. I posted her video. I had her on my Big Pine Lake too.
Oh wow!
So there's people out there that do it because of the body challenge aspect. They're addicted to adrenaline. They're addicted to pushing themselves. Everyone has their own reason. So when you watch my videos, it attracts anybody and everybody. But for me, I'm able to connect. And when I go outside and I see beauty and I see mountains and I see peaks and I see valleys and I see water and I see ice and I see trail and I see wood and trees and marmots and just different animals, to me, everything I see has a meaning behind it, and I can relate with life in a different way. So when I go out there, if I think of one emotion or one thought or one feeling, I just think the biggest thing for me is unbelievable or uncapped, because the creation of our amazing country, and specifically California, is uncapped. You cannot, because I can go to the same spot and go there a week later and it's not the same.
Wow.
Right? I can go there today and we have the rainstorms, right? Mm-hmm. And you go there the next day and there's more water flowing. It's greener. It's, I went to Big Pines just recently and there's snow everywhere, right? The lake, the third and fourth lake were iced over.
Yeah.
So it's for me, it's just uncapped. It's just unfiltered, amazing. Just it's just incredible. I can't even describe what people are missing out if they don't get out there.
I can totally relate to that, man. I was at Lake San Antonio,
Oh yeah,
up in near Paso Robles for all you Cali people or whoever,
yeah,
who is familiar with Paso Robles, Central California, and it's near Lake Nacimiento.
Mm-hmm.
First
Dragon
time,
Lake.
What's that?
Dragon Lake, Las Vegas.
Oh yeah,
yeah, Dragon Lake.
Yeah, it's right up there near that lake. And yeah, man, this lake, this particular trip, a couple of weeks ago, man, it just had an effect on me, man. It really changed. It just everything you just described, man, with oneness with nature, and this lake was just it just changed my life, man. It really did. It had such an effect on me, and I think I love what you said that I can go there tomorrow, and it'll have an effect on me, but it'll be something different about it, right? We go to another example. I go to like Bolsa Chica a lot, camping down there, or Dockweiler.
Oh yeah.
We go there a lot, and every time, man, it's a different experience. It's a beautiful thing, man. So, ladies and gentlemen, the point being, I think here is, you got to get outdoors, man.
Yeah.
Experience what God, what God created.
Yeah, absolutely. And we weren't when whatever we believe, when humans started on this earth, it didn't start in a beautiful home, right? We started outdoors. We didn't start going to the bathroom on a toilet, right? We squatted when our original ancestors started. So, and the other thing too, I think that's important too, is just like you said, you can go back and it's stuff it like changes life, but we're in different parts of our life every day, right? So you can be in a valley and just life is just beating you up, and you hit that lake with your family, and your kid could say one thing, your wife could say one thing, or you can see one bird or one bald eagle or whatever, and all of a sudden that shift in your mind goes off, and you're like, I have a reason now. Like I can fight, I can do this, and you can be on this incredible high, and then you get some news that isn't so great. It's dark, it's heavy, but you can deal with it because you're in this amazing spot. So when I go, if I'm in a good mood, I go on quiet times, or I go alone, and I just give everything out. I'll talk out loud. I'll let everything out emotionally. If I've been a jerk of a father, or if I've been a jerk of a husband, or if I'm this like incredible high of like appreciation and thankfulness. So here, we can do that on the couch. You can veg on some TV, but there's nothing like hitting the trail and getting out there, right?
Absolutely, man.
Or camping.
Okay.
Whatever it is.
Yeah. Yeah. And you know what I like about what you do is, I mean, I think you're incorporating various elements, various components, backpacking, and then you're camping. You got to set up your tent. You're hiking. You're getting the exercise in. Whereas when you're camping, you're stationary for the most part, right? You're in one spot. I mean, you can get some exercise in here and there.
Yeah.
But I think when we're talking what you do, man, you're getting out there again, like you said, like you're pounding the trail.
Yeah.
And you're in the front line. You're in the trenches, man. That's serious stuff, man. And so let's get into that, man. Take us, let's get into that world a little bit where you're setting up your campsite, man. And so how much preparation goes into, for example, when you go to Big Pine, right? For example, how much preparation goes, give us a timeline, and some, the equipment, and I imagine that the amount of time that you're going to be there, right, goes into how much food, and so take us into some of those fundamentals, man, the basics.
Yeah, absolutely. So I think one for me is just getting a spot that interests me, something that turns the brain, like I want to go see that. And for me, generally speaking, it's not just a peak. Normally there's water involved. So I find a place that's interested to me. Let's have to make an alternate call because of weather. Like I did Joshua Tree at the last minute just because that's all I could go do at the time because of weather. But so for me, it'd be a peak, a valley with water, right? So Big Pines to me is a spot I've never been to ever. I've heard a lot of reviews about it. I want to go there. So just doing the research, getting the pass, getting the wilderness permit. And once I do that, then I pick a date that works, primarily like 2 weekends or 2 dates that work for me. what I do is I send a blast text to a bunch of people that I know are new to backpacking, because I've had a lot of people reach out to me, or that are experienced backpackers. So let's just call it 15 people, but sometimes it could be less, sometimes it could be more. And I just say, these are the dates. Pick one if you're in. Let me know, because you want to get a feel for how many people. So there's certain caps on certain things too, as far as being able to go. Like for example, Mount Whitney can only have 60 people a day overnight. So there's certain areas that
in your group.
No, just in general.
Oh,
so like Mount Whitney caps overnight. Everywhere does. That's like a challenge one. So for Big Pine, in fact, we weren't even go to Big Pine originally. We're going to do another lake, but randomly 5 people canceled the exact same time we're going to go there. So I lost my money on the other one, but then we booked this one. We were able to get to Big Pine, because originally that was a plan, but we didn't have the 5 tickets. I think there's only 2 available. So getting the date set up, you can only go so far advanced because of life with kids and everything. And then from there, once you know where you're going to go, then I try to understand like who's going with me. Are they experienced? They have all the correct equipment or gear. And now I've started to invite a lot more people that are brand new or newer to backpacking. What do I bring that I can share to limit funds being spent for them? Okay. So, and that's kind of, then I just, like a buddy of mine using my one-man tent this coming up weekend, because I have an extra tent, and then, I have an extra water pump, because not everyone, they're pricey. So being able to have extra stuff and kind of get a feel, so I know what do I need to bring or what do I need to pack to be prepared for that trip. So, and then of course, like camera gear, I got to have camera gear to record it.
You got to get those YouTube videos going.
Yeah, right? You got to bring that content to life for people, because just walk around filming everything's not going to, it's not going to turn anybody on. Like, and it's not cinematic. It's not effective. And we all have, I can learn still a lot more things, but preparing for that. So the SD cards, the microphones, the camera, and then how much energy do I have? Do I want to do a shot where I walk by and then I come back and go pick up the camera, pack it all back up, put it back in my backpack?
Oh, man.
Kind of pre-planning in advance, kind of what I want to do, and let the guys know, hey, I may be way ahead of you recording, or I may be way behind me recording. And then for food, again, generally speaking, I am a 2-night, 3-dayer. Wake up early morning Friday. I'll come home on Sunday, but I don't leave without having like a really fun meal on the way back on a Sunday. But, I did Yosemite. If you guys want to check that out, Yosemite, I did El Capitan. It was the most epic yet scariest trip I've ever been on in my life. We actually had to leave early because of weather conditions. It was just pouring snow on us. And some of the stuff I didn't record because we're like, we got to get out of here. We had to cut down branches, tie a cord to get across. It was supposed to be a stream that turned into a full-blown river because all the water was going down. So making sure you have food, and depending where you're going. So like this right here, I'll just show you. This is a bear can. This is a Bear Vault 450. So fill this. Okay. It's not light, right?
No, that's it. Yeah.
It's pretty heavy. It's a little over, it's about 2 pounds just the can itself. So some places require bear cans, right? So the place I'm going this weekend doesn't. I was going to do Cottonwood Lakes, which require these. So, preparing, like, I got to fit all my food in this. All my food. Otherwise, I'm putting myself at risk and everybody else at risk if I don't properly store my food. So, with food,
I'm sorry, Mike, when you say at risk, does that mean like, protected from animals or wild animals?
We're in their environment. So I've never personally ran into a bear, but I think it's because, of course, I just do all the proper things that I do to keep them away from me. But that's the one thing my wife is most scared of, but you don't have to worry about that. We're good. We don't have any grizzlies out here. We have some brown bears, some black bears, and as long as I'm messing with their cubs or, bugging them, they'll leave you alone. So bears, at least I'm more worried about a homeless guy in LA. I can be that a bear in the wilderness.
But I was going to ask you about the elements, right? Have you ever do you ever get afraid of if snow or rain or wild animals? I mean, it sounds like there's not much of a fear factor there for you or a level of fear.
Yeah, I think there's a healthy level of fear, right? We all have to have a healthy level of fear, even at home with our own kids. You're not going to leave every single door locked and have a sign saying, hey, come on in, right? So same thing, I'm not going to put my food in my tent and say, hey, come on in, animals, and come after my food. So, it depends where you go. Like, So I had to make an adjustment. So part of John Muir was closed this weekend. So now I cannot do Cottonwood Lakes. Cottonwood Lakes, I have to bring a bear vault, but, they closed. So this new place I'm going to go to, I don't need to have a bear can. So I'm going to be up in, unfortunately, I got to go to Big Sur. It's a tough life, but, someone else.
Oh, man. Poor yeah.
But you don't need a bear can. You can just bring a bear bag. It's just the nature around that area. But I mean, you have, wild mice, plenty. You see those all the time. Rats, marmots. There's mountain goats, and in Joshua Tree, there's like, different elements of animals than there is other places. So just understanding that. But for me, I promised my wife I won't do any more at night, because I'll go under the moon. I have no problem.
Wow.
Right? So I've done it. I took my wife on a night hike one time because she didn't understand me, and there's coyotes howling. I'm recording it. She's like, "Mike, this is not beautiful. Why would you do this?" Trust me. So I took her with me one time randomly. I don't know why this happened. Big old storm comes in, pouring rain. You can't see anything. We got lost. Obviously we're back, but so she gets more word from me than I do. But I don't. I wouldn't mind. I don't mind hiking under a full moon.
Just going for a night hike.
Yeah. For me, I love adventure, but I got to have that balance of pushing that adrenaline to being smart about things.
Right.
So,
yeah, man, that's. Have you ever had an encounter where you were just with the elements or with a wild animal where it was kind of a little scary for you? Anything that?
No, not so much animals. I mean, plenty of rattlesnakes, of course, but I mean, it's just don't mess with them.
Yeah.
No, but the biggest thing for me has honestly been elements. Just not, because you can't look at weather app and what you're not going to know what it's going to be at 12,000 feet in a mountain, right? You can only assume. So you got to prepare for that. So generally making sure your clothing is warm. Do you have the right, wool clothing? Am I bringing, not bringing cotton? So there's certain things you want to make sure you prepare yourself. So I'm more worried about someone new that is with me not having the proper equipment. And when we went to El Cap, Yosemite, the guy who led that one, he said the only thing he was scared about is us, because you feel responsible not knowing the element when you're in the element. And when it started to rain and hail, and we barely got back from a day I trying to get to El Cap, which we couldn't. We watched my video on the reason why, but you find that balance of like, okay, can I push through this element and stay to enjoy this moment? Or do I need to play it smart, be a little bit more protective of this element, and just leave? So that happened on my El Capitan Yosemite trip. We left a day early, and it was the best decision. It was hard, but when you're packing up and there's downpour of snow and you wake up to tons of snow on your tent, it's tough to get up and leave, but we had to do what we had to do, and we got out right in time. We were soaked and cold and miserable, but we got down to the truck, had some coffee, laughed about it, got some pizza on the way home, and posted a video about it, so we lived. But it was that was the most scariest moment I've ever had in the outdoors, was that moment of just down, because it wasn't supposed to be snow coming in. They closed the east entrance because of melt.
Wow.
All the snow melting and all the rivers and all the runoff to go up, and I'm like, what is going on here? So
wow. Yeah, you mentioned earlier about you have to buy a certain pass.
Yeah.
Talk a little bit about that, man, because I thought, you just find a spot, you take your car, get to a certain spot, then you hike to your destination, where you want to camp.
Yeah.
But it's a little bit more involved in that, right?
Yeah. So and every spot's different. So especially national parks. Let's say like Joshua Tree, you'd have to either get like a 3-day or 4-day national park pass. Unless you have the red pass, like the wilderness pass, is good for the year. You can just show it to them and go in there, and all you have to do is reserve your camping spot or your backpacking spot overnight. For wilderness pass, so like Inyo National Forest, the sequoias, redwoods, things of that nature. There's an app you can go online. You got to put in the dates that you want to go, and there has to be an availability, right? So you pick the date you want to go. You say, I want to go overnight, and it asks you, where do you plan on entering? Where do you plan on exiting? So that way, one, it's somewhat monitoring how many people are going in and out of this place. and then 2 just for security, right? If he was supposed to be at this, he's supposed to exit this. Where is this guy? You don't really have to worry about that with technology, but yeah, so there's those 2 things. We're making a change. We're going to a hot spring up in Big Sur. And that one you can actually you can pay there at the trailhead. You pay there, you fill out the request there because it's first come, first serve, and you just turn it in there. But most of them, you just go on a website, and I'll tell you the website because I have a crappy memory. So recreational.org.
Okay.
You can download, or .gov, recreation.gov. You hit camping, lodging, pick the forest, and you just reserve there. They usually ask you how many people are going, license plate number, that sort of thing.
Okay.
Cheap, super inexpensive.
Wow, man. So, what's your all-time favorite spot, man, and why?
Oh man.
I mean, if you can narrow it down to one, I'm sure you love everywhere you go, but if you had to kind of pick one, man, or 2, or
right. Well, one of the ones I want to go, I haven't gone yet. I almost went, but I didn't. But honestly, I would say, man, it's tough.
Yeah,
really tough. I really, really, really enjoyed Big Pine Lakes. I think it's because you get a little element of strenuousness. It is tough. Tons of water, so you don't have to carry a whole bunch of water because every liter is about 2.2 pounds.
Okay. But
you're along a river. But man, everywhere I've gone, I've just enjoyed. Geez, that's really hard. But that's probably definitely up there because the water isn't really. When I went there, it was more blue than aqua, but it has like this greenish aqua look. And if you watch my video, like 4 or 3, you can already it was full ice, but the water doesn't look. It just looks like out of a movie.
Wow.
Like the water's just unbelievable. And I was laying in my tent and I'm just sitting here looking at this peak full of snow, and I'm making coffee and cooking my food. I'm like, what else can I ask for? The view, the tent. I'm right there on the cliff, just like overlooking just pure beauty. So I threw off my top, my rainfly, and just I'm able to lay down and just stare at this beauty. And just enjoy it. But Big Pine is definitely a spot I'm absolutely going to go back again. Yeah. So that's if I was to pick. I mean, there's some other things that I want to do. So Colorado, I'm going to start venturing out to Colorado fairly soon. Ooh. So I've already planned on that. There's some stuff in Arizona. So Havasupai Falls is a big one I want to go to, which is right outside Grand Canyon. It's unbelievable. It's unbelievable. I had a couple friends that go there recently, and I just couldn't fit it in my schedule. There was one pass available. Kind of pricey, but it's just gorgeous.
What's it called again? I'm sorry.
Havasupai Falls. Right outside Grand Canyon.
Okay.
So yeah, my brother is moving to Colorado, so I'm planning on hitting some Colorado stuff pretty soon.
Wow.
So they also have the most. They call them 14ers. Any peak that's over 14,000 feet, they just call them 14ers. They have the most in any other state, including us. I think we're at like 13 or 14, California. They have over 50.
Colorado?
Yes.
Oh, the Rockies, right?
Yeah, so there's a lot of beauty. I mean,
jeez.
Planning, it's really important, obviously, to go out there. But so there's definitely be some cool things coming up, I think, in the next couple of years.
Wow.
But right now, I'm trying to get I just kind of stay mostly local right now, obviously, as kids and husband and work and all that stuff. So trying to stay fairly local.
Well, California's not too shabby.
No, not at all.
Right?
There is so much beauty here. There's a lot of stuff I haven't even, don't even know about out there that I see videos, and I'm like, I gotta get there one day. So actually, Big Pine Lake, I saw from Quest Runner. Quest Runner is another YouTuber out here. I saw his video, and Huck Outdoors too. Huck Outdoors did Big Pine as well, and he did Cottonwood, which I was going to go to. So a couple other local YouTubers here. I'm trying to collaborate with both of them, get a trip with both those guys because they've done a lot of backpacking too. Huck Outdoors does a lot of fishing in his videos too. Okay. So really bring that backpacking fishing. So trying to plan with them too because they have some spots that I haven't gone to and I have some spots they haven't gone to. So trying to like cross collaborate some of our stuff together and just it's fun going. 90% of it, yes, the outdoors, but man, I almost feel like 100% of it too is like math doesn't add up. I know math really well. I'm thinking, but the people too. The people make it all.
Oh, of course. Yeah.
And the food and the
Yeah, no. Yeah, that's all you were you were, I think you were your one man tent, one of your videos.
Yes.
And there was snow. You're like pushing snow off your tent, and you're like, I'm about to make. I think it was. I forgot what kind of food.
Yeah. Peak refill.
Yeah. Tell us a little about. A little bit about the food. Let's get into the equipment here, man.
Yeah.
So I'm sorry, but Mike, this thing here, the bear, what do you call it?
Bear. This is called a bear can. This brand is called Bear Ball.
So how do you carry that inside your backpack? I mean, tell us a little bit about that.
Generally speaking, you want heavy stuff on the bottom of your pack for weight distribution and closest to your back as possible. But these things are very goofy looking. So if you have to bring, most people put this, they call it the brain, like the top of the pack. Some of the other backpacks that actually have straps made for these, so they'll sit like this on your top on your pack, kind of like back here.
Okay.
Some people can put it on the bottom if they have the capability of straps and such, but there's really no easy way. You just got to figure it out how to put it. Some people like to put it in the very bottom of their bag. There's really no right or wrong, I think, besides putting on your hip.
Okay.
You don't want to do that, but it's all different, man. I think most people are going to put it up top, to be honest. So, but yeah, you're right.
Okay.
And the food's gotten much better. Most people my age, your age, are familiar with MREs. You're in the military. Meals ready to eat. Really, really popular. They've really, really enhanced and really changed the dynamic for the backpackers now. So
is that right?
Incredible food. I've been gifted some foods, and Sunrise Farm Creation. Shout out to you guys out in Arizona. Just a sweet lady. They're really nice. They've given me some breakfast. In fact, they mailed me some stuff recently too. They do some dry foods. On my video, Big Vine, you probably saw me eating an ice cream sandwich.
No,
I had a dried. It was a freeze-dried ice cream sandwich.
Oh wow!
It was incredible.
It was good.
Incredible. I let everyone have one little piece, and they wanted more. I'm like, no, I'm eating the rest. It was so good. So, and I'll share this real quick too. This is it's Tecate. So I'm part Mexican, 9.8%, so I can say Mexican all I want. But you know what chilaquiles, right, bro?
Of course.
So this brand partners up with Flip Fuel. So Flip Fuel is a company I'm an ambassador for.
Yes.
So the main reason I got in contact with them is because I used their device to transfer fuel, but they also started partnering up with Tecate, which is
not the beer, right?
No, not the beer. I'm sure they do. I'm sure you got sun-dried beer, right, one day. So Tecate, these are about $12 or $13 for a single meal. But I haven't tried these yet. They're supposed to be incredible. I've looked at some of the reviews. They're sold out right now.
Wow.
So just guys, thank you so much. Even though you're sold out, just sending this to me means a lot to me. But you just add hot water to this and you eat it. But once they get stuff back, if you go to flipfuel.com, you type in yes we can 20. The 20 means for 20%. You get 20% off.
There you go.
So yes we can 20. There's some other items in there too if you guys want to look at those. Anything you want on with them, enter yes we can 20. But this specifically is chilaquiles, so I'm excited about that.
Awesome, man.
So yeah, this is Peak Refill. This is Peak Refill. This is egg sausage, potatoes, and peppers.
Oh,
that's a nice little breakfast there. Generally speaking, they're anywhere from maybe a cup and a quarter to 2 cups of water, and that's it. Just boil your water and throw it in there. And I'm telling you, meals have dramatically changed.
That's awesome.
Over
For
time.
the better.
And you can order these things.
That looks great.
Walmart actually carries some too.
Okay.
They're called a Mountain House. They're not. These are actually probably more budget friendly than any of them. They're pretty decent. They're pretty decent.
This is awesome, man. Just add water. That's it.
Just add water. Yep. And then they have the other one is going to be called Backpackers Pantry is another popular one. I don't know what this says, but I've had this before. It's really good. It's like rice. It's kind of like a Asian type meal. It's called chana masala.
Chana masala. I think you got it.
Yep. So that one's really, really good actually. So
yeah, that's awesome, man. The one I saw you now I remember it was chicken Alfredo.
Oh yeah, chicken Alfredo. Chicken Alfredo was it? Chicken Alfredo, and then the Strogi, beef stroganoff, a Peak Refill.
Wow.
A lot of them are sold out. There's another one called Pinnacle, which are really good, but you can't buy it right now. They're all sold out. Wow. Everyone's out there backpack.
Gosh, it's backpack. Have you seen? It's a sport that's it's growing. I mean, obviously things are sold out. I mean, people are out there, getting out there, and
it really has. I think what happened was, I don't think, no, not that I think, this is what happened was, there's always been YouTubers out there that have filmed backpacking, but what happened was during the pandemic, when everything was shut down, out, like more people had more time to film content. So I think what happened, and that's kind of like when I decided to, not during that moment, but more so like seeing other channels, getting out there and doing things.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's definite. But there's all kinds of things you can do. Like my wife hates these. These are, you probably know, suds, right?
Oh yeah,
potato suds. But everything tastes better the higher elevation you go. That is like a 4-course meal, bro. Like when you eat that,
is it designed like that or something? Or?
No, it's just you're out, you're backpacking, you're tired, you're hungry. You have a pack of that, man. You feel like you're sitting at eating prime rib and like mashed potatoes at, you paid $30.
Ruth's Chris or something.
Yeah, Ruth's Chris, man. So
it's awesome.
Yeah, and then another popular one that I absolutely love. So we all know tuna fish, but these come in like little packets, really small, compact, and I put these on a sort of, it's an Indian bread I get at Trader Joe's. So I'll just tear this open, put it on my Indian bread for lunch, and then I just go to a gas station and not steal, but grab some mayo or mustard. after I buy my Rockstar, I just maybe, what do you need mayo mustard? And, I tell them, but you add some of this on that. It's really good. It's lightweight, it's small, and some of these peanut butter, just get your protein in and just squirt it and drink. So it's super light.
That's awesome.
Just a couple items.
No, and Mike, when you
chili mac.
Oh yeah, jeez, that's amazing. No, so when you're out there, you have to kind of ration or kind of pace how you watch how you eat, or at the pace that you eat, right? Because you want your food to kind of last a certain amount of time, or depending on how long you're going to be out there, right?
Yeah,
that's another thing you got to kind of prep, right? Is your food intake.
Yeah,
and at which pace you're going to eat.
Yeah, there's definitely an element of that. You're burning a lot of calories. I think the most important thing for any new backpacker goes with me, I let them know, hey, 2 days in advance, you want to eat some pasta, carb up, and electrolyte up, because when you sweat and all your sweat's coming out, all that energy, you need a spark. So bring tons of electrolyte before you go. Electrolytes actually be more important than water most of the times, because as you're burning off all that fuel, right, you need something to replenish a lot of that sweat and that fuel. So that's important. And then I don't not everyone's the same, but continue maybe every hour off the trail mix or like a bar, just keep your calorie intake going. Everyone's different. Everyone's going to have whatever they want to do, but I generally go for about 900 calories a day. I'm not super particular. I bring some candy because I want to enjoy a little bit of candy.
Yeah.
So Sour Patch, watermelon are my favorite. So if anybody wants to gift them to me, hit up Andy. I'll give you my address. You can mail me some stuff. Okay.
There you go.
But yeah, there's a little bit of that element of spacing it all out.
For sure. Yeah. And I was watching one of your videos. You said one of the questions was, what are some of the fundamental skills that you must have to go backpacking or hiking, or and you mentioned knowing how to boil water. And I was like, damn, he's right. Like that's imperative. You got to know how to boil water, man. Talk a little bit about that, man. Because obviously you can't boil water. You're not gonna eat that. None of that delicious food.
Yeah. It's an extreme, schooling. You gotta go to school, get a college degree. Know exactly how to light fire, right? No, so all you have to do is boil water.
And
there's different options. So jet boil is probably one of the most popular common. I mean, this will boil 2 cups of water in a minute. 1 minute. These are definitely not budget friendly. These are definitely a little bit more pricey than I think the normal person would want to spend. But that's called the jet boil. But this weekend I did buy a budget friendly stove. So I'll be taking a budget friendly stove for the average person. So this is another pot I use called Totes. Different use for different things. So I have just depending where I'm going. So this will be a fuel can.
Okay.
So this is a smaller fuel can. This is 100 grams, I believe it is. So I use these ones. And I'll buy a bigger one because the bigger one's like maybe $1 more. And I use the flip fuel to fill my smaller one up so I could save money on the big one, just transfer it over. And then this is the budget-friendly stove. So this is called a Fire Maple. They have a decent product out there. I don't know a whole lot about it, but I know that they're doing their thing and getting more and more popular. But this is the stove right here.
Wow.
That's the stove. You're gonna boil water on.
What the?
Right? That's the stove.
Give a shot of that. Yeah,
Yep.
It's huge.
Right? So what happens is that
that's awesome.
This will just easily unfold.
Okay.
Just comes open. I mean, anybody can do this. So that's college degree definitely required for this, guys. Engineering probably too. It would definitely help out. If you have an art degree, that's going to help. It really is. So this just opens up like this. This will spin on this can right here.
Okay. Wow, man, that's awesome.
And then you put water in here, and this sits on top of there, and you boil your water.
Genius, man.
Pour the water in the bag, or your suds. Top Ramen's really big. There's so many different. There's actually a Top Ramen Instagram. They have so many different ways. Chef Crusoe is another YouTuber. Chef Crusoe is an awesome guy. We've been meaning to meet up too. He has a lot of subscribers. I think he's over 100, and he does only backpacking camping meals. It's like, how many times can you make a different meal? And he just does it. He makes up all these cool meals that are most of them are lightweight, easy ingredients. You can go to him and it'll be like only five ingredients, and he'll give you some. There's a new, I have on my other video, just a new Thai one I found, just noodles and some bag of flavor, and yeah, just put it in here and quick and easy meals, and
that's
super lightweight. I mean, this is super light.
Jeez, wow.
That's actually a big one. Most people have the 700 milliliters. That one for my wife and I, enough for both of us to boil the hot water.
That is cool, man. 24 ounces, yeah.
Yep.
Wow.
So that is how you cook. So
that is really.
I have one too. I don't have it. I didn't bring it with me, but this is 900. There's Stanley. Mm-hmm. I think we know most people have Stanley. Yeah, they also do a stove. So it's $14. It's I believe it's 700 milliliters, maybe it's 650. It's bomb proof too. The thing is just a beast. You can throw that thing and drop it on rocks. It's a perfect budget friendly stove for anybody to start. So you buy that, it's $14. It comes with a coffee mug. This right here is $30. So we're talking $50 right now, including one of these jet boils, and you can have a full-on stove to even in the event of emergency at home, but backpacking, and it's super light, and you can have food ready to go.
What a great point you just made, even for your home.
Yeah, absolutely.
Emergency.
Yep.
How much? So grand total would be what? I think $50. You said
max. Yeah, and that'll probably include some Top Ramen for the weekend, because Top Ramen you can buy for like what? I don't know, 35 cents each now. Pretty cheap. Go to Walmart and buy even the off-brand ones. I bought some of those, and they're really good. And you just throw them in there, and you can bring an extra, cut up some extra, or get some dried like mushrooms, or bell pepper. Throw in some, spice. I'll bring some of the. I'll just take some leftover spice from Panda, squirt some spice in there, man. Like some garlic. So you can add extra stuff into these meals. And make it really, really, flavorful. But everything does taste better when you're up in the element. Higher you go in elevation, the better it tastes. Yeah,
man. I think I'll try that chili mac, man.
Yeah, I know, yeah, absolutely. And the further south you go, the better the Mexican food gets too. You notice that? Yeah. You go up north in California, Mexican's like, that's okay, but you come down here to Ventura County, you start talking some good Mexican food.
Absolutely.
And you start heading east, and you get some really good barbecue food. So it's all for a reason, man. So higher elevation,
I love it, man.
It tastes better.
I love it, man. And you can also borrow equipment, right? You can borrow the equipment from REI, correct?
Yes, not all of them have it, but there are. I think the nearest one is, I want to say OC. Yeah, you can go and rent equipment. There's also a website. You can rent equipment from them too, and they'll mail it to you. So you can rent equipment.
Oh, you can rent it. Yeah. But I think you can also borrow, right?
Borrow, yeah.
For
so
free.
Rent, borrow, yeah.
Or is it rent? Oh, it's renting.
Yeah, renting. Okay. Yeah,
okay.
and they're. So for me personally, I'm a I just want people to go out and try it. So I love REI. It's a fun place to go. I have an REI Flash 55 backpack. It's a great backpack, but REI has been so good at exchanges and returns in my experience. I've bought a lot of things from them. They carry all kinds of different brands. They have their own co-op brands.
Mm-hmm.
And if whatever reason you don't like it or whatever, they will take it back. So, if you buy something and you're like, man, I just didn't like backpack, it didn't work out. But yeah, I'm sure there's someone out there that if you're local to me in Ventura County, I got enough equipment for a whole person to take. An extra chair, tent, stove, everything. I mean, I have it all. So if anybody ever wants to get out there and they're local,
yeah.
Speaking of chair, this REI. So this is a full on chair.
Wow.
Careful, it's really heavy. So that's a pound.
Wow, look at that.
Flex light.
That's Mike. Yes, we can outdoors. Schooling us, giving us a master class right here, a crash course on backpacking. Man, all this is just unbelievable, man.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, that's super light. Absolutely. Very cool, man. Tell us about some of these guys over here, man. Like tents, backpacks, or not backpacks, tents or sleeping bags.
Both. So obviously there's different options when it comes to what people like or what people need when it comes to just regular camping in general. I think the average person will just go to like Big Five or Dick's. There's nothing wrong, by the way, with that. I'm not at all saying that, but once you go backpacking, it's just a different level. I think you just got to be very, very careful because when you backpack, generally you're not going down in elevation. You're going up in elevation. When you go up in elevation, things are colder, windier, less air. So you got to be a little bit more protective. So I just want to precaution people.
Absolutely. Safety, right?
Safety is important. But again, you also want to find that balance of cost. So Kelty makes a really good sleeping bag. This isn't it, but I have it at the house. But Kelty Cosmic Down, it's like $140. It's a mummy bag. So this right here, very new to even like some of the guys that I backpack with. This is actually a quilt.
Quilt?
It's a quilt. So it's made by Outdoor Vitals. It's called a Storm Loft. It's a 15-degree bag. Wow. This is less than 2 pounds. It's like a pound and like I want to say 11 ounces.
This will keep you warm
in the snow.
Wow, it's very like flimsy or just light.
Yeah. So it's a down. It's like a hybrid. It's a down. So there's I believe it's 800 fill of like duck down, and all the ducks are no longer alive or plucked and everything. So they definitely care about that. But
there's no ducks in here.
Yeah, nope. Oh, there's one in there. So yeah, this is what we call top quilt. So this will go at the bottom of the paddle, strapped in the pad, so prevent any type of air drafts going through.
Oh, wow.
And there's nothing on the back. See that? So it's open.
Yes.
So you're saving weight. Weight's important when you're backpacking. So this is not recommended for a new person. It's not cheap by any means. So again, it depends what level or what you're planning on doing. I think once you get the bug, you're gonna keep getting. There's gonna be.
You're gonna scale up your
game.
Your game.
So this is the new pillow. I haven't used this pillow yet. Right now I use a Trekology pillow. In fact,
it's a pillow.
Yeah, huh?
You said pillow?
It's a pillow.
Oh.
So most of my videos, I have an affiliate account with Amazon. So if you go to the bottom of my description, I usually have a list. I got to update a couple new items, but it's a list of everything that I have used or I do use. Everything's different. Not everything I take every trip, depending where I'm going. But there's a pillow called the Trekology, and I want to say it was like $18, and it's super, 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 super comfortable. It's a nice small little one like this. Outdoor Vitals actually sent me this at no charge, so it would be my first time trying that one. So
that's very cool.
That's a pillow.
Jeez.
So
what is it? Is it inflate or?
Yeah.
Okay.
It'll inflate in like 3 breaths.
Wow. Very cool.
So
Outdoor Vitals.
Yeah. Super, super lightweight. Again, I haven't used this one, but it'll get pretty big.
Wow. Unreal, man. Technology nowadays.
Oh, big time.
And how long you been backpacking, Mike? I don't know. Oh, look at that. You can take this on a flight, right? Maybe.
Yeah, maybe, but that's a pillow. So I was in the Boy Scouts. So that's really when I really started backpacking was the Sequoias. So I did a lot of Sequoias when I was younger.
All right.
And then I had kids and I kind of stopped. I've always hiked, but I started backpacking again when my kids got a little older. So I'd say around 2018, did a couple trips, took some time off again, and then I want to say 2019 or 2020, I really started excelling to doing, a few a year. And then once I started my channel, I decided, my wife agreed, when as many as you can fit. So, and now I'm obviously for content purposes, getting more visual to the eye of the audience, places to go, and just for me, it's just enjoyable, cinematic. So, yeah, but originally about 2000, again, Boy Scouts. Originally, Boy Scouts, I did all kinds of shit. In fact, you had these little badges that went around your chest for Nights Under the Stars. When I was younger, I've canoed the Colorado River. Wow. I've done Arrowhead to Big Bear, and we didn't really use tents. It was just sleep outside
in a sleeping bag.
In a sleeping bag, yep, and put a little tarp on the ground and just enjoy life.
Wow. So
now that I'm older, a little bit more wiser. But yeah, I think pretty much back into the game because my kids with age 17, 18-ish, a lot more accelerated in the last year and a half now that I've started my channel.
Wow, man.
Yeah,
it's phenomenal. And these here are sleeping bags?
Yeah, so good question. So these aren't. So
or tents.
Yeah, and
sorry.
There's another one there somewhere, but so you want to follow me around. So these are a couple different sleeping pads. So the reason I kind of brought two of them because I want to show kind of the basic things for everyone to learn. But so this is made by REI. It's a basic sleeping pad. See how this is? I'll tell you what this means in a second. But this is a 3.3 R value. But feel the weight on that. 3.3 R value. See the size now, but look at the difference of this Big Agnes Q Core Deluxe.
Okay. And this is a 20 by 12, 20 by 72.
Yep. So the higher the R value, the warmer the pad. Okay. So this pad right here is 3 inches thick. This one is maybe an inch. So by taking this pad in winter, I'm just not intelligent.
This is a 3.3.
This is a 4.3, but it's 3 inches, and this one's insulated, meaning between the ground and my body, there's insulation pad. The insulation pad, as I'm creating heat in my body, it's going to go down to the ground. The ground's creating this cold draft. The cold air is going to be rising to the pad, but it's going to hit the insulation and go back down. As my body heat is creating heat, it's going to hit that same insulation, bounce back up into me. So your sleeping bag, the reason why most people get cold on their back or their side or wherever they're sleeping is because when you lay down on anything, you're going to smush that and it's all going to go away. It's flattened out. It all gets dispersed and it flattens out. Right? So that's why the quilt, it's like there's nothing on the back. So it's really made on your pad. So the higher the R value, the warmer the pad will be. So this is a 4.3 R value. It's considered a 3-season, but I have taken it into snow. So there's that. And then this one's same thing. It's a 4.2 R value. So the main difference between these, so this is a 20-inch wide. So 20-inch wide.
Okay.
I've realized now, again, that I'm getting older that I need a little bit more room because my arms kind of hang off the side on a 20-inch. So I went with something that's a 25-inch. So I think the reason I want to bring that up is because as you get outdoors and you learn your body a little bit more, mummy bag or as your body changes, there's certain things that you want to do to make you feel more comfortable. And some people don't care about comfort. They just want budget. I'll deal with it. For me, I'm a weekend warrior guy, but I want to enjoy it. I want to be comfortable.
Of course.
So for me, my wife will now have the 20. I would not give her a pad that I absolutely love this pad. This is the Big Agnes Q Core Deluxe. Last I checked, it was down to 120 right now. So these original are about 160, but it's on sale. I just looked at REI. I actually did a video on this too. I love this pad. So my wife's like, why are you giving me your leftovers? I'm like, this is not a leftover pad. I love this pad. You're 5 foot. You don't need 25 inches of a pad. So this is 20 inches wide by 72 inches in length. Okay. Where for you, you're going to need a long and a wide one because you're 6 foot.
Hey, come on, bro. No, wide.
I got a wide one too, bro.
So, I was going to ask you, what would you recommend for me? Like, or someone 6 foot, 6.5, 6, whatever, 6 feet and above.
Yeah.
A little bigger person.
Yeah. So these are all done in inches. So this is 72 inches long. So this would be good for anybody, under 6 foot. I'd probably say, maybe 5'11" is pushing it, and then 20 inches. It's probably good for, I don't know, depth. I'm pushing it at 20 inches because my arms kind of hang off the side, and it depends. Some people don't mind that, but for me, I like to move around. I'm starting to find out I'm not as comfortable. It's warm. It's a comfortable pad when you're laying on it. In fact, I was sick a couple weeks ago. My wife didn't want to hear me sniffle anymore. She took this pad, laid down in our loft, and she said she hasn't slept that good in a long time. So this pad is extremely comfortable. This is brand new. This is my new edition. It's made by Outdoor Vitals. So I'm going to try this pad. It's long and it's wide. I couldn't get it short and wide because I'm not that tall. I'm 5'9" on a good day. So I'm excited about this pad because now that my wife's going to go with this pad, I'm going to take this pad with me, which is a little bit wider, just 25 inches wide. This one's actually, I want to say, 78 inches long. So it's a little bit, maybe even 80. Where this one is more of a summer pad, just maybe just to lay out for some sort of comfort. It's a little bit bigger and bulkier, obviously.
Yeah.
And then you can go to like a Thermarest, type pad where you're paying $200 for a pad. So it just depends your cost, what you want. This is the tent that you guys saw me put up.
Yeah.
The recent ones. This is this is not.
That's a tent. Yeah.
It's a tent.
A two person.
That's a 2% idea as compared to an algae bottle. I mean, look at the size of that.
Yeah.
That thing is really, really compact and small.
Amazing.
So that is what we call a trekking pole tent. Most tents that you got to have a pole. You put your poles together, and it's called a freestanding tent, right? You got to put those poles together. They have the little cords in there, and you put them all together.
Correct.
This one doesn't have any poles. This one you use trekking poles. As you saw in my last video, the poles you truck with, you would put them up on each of the corner. You'd host them up, and just by staking it down on each corner, you put up the trekking pole, and you're saving yourself weight because the poles. This is actually made with Dyneema fabric. So Dyneema is, as far as weight goes, one of the most strongest, most water repelling fabric on the market when it comes to tents versus like a nylon or something, like some sort of nylon, or the other fabrics they have, which I can't remember off the top of my head. But so again, it depends. It depends what the person wants. You can go to Amazon and buy a $34 tent to try and see if Amazon's really good too. Because if you don't like it, you don't like backpacking, try the tent. You get 5% off at Marshall's too. Because when you return the stuff over there, you like this $5% off. Did you know that?
No, I didn't know that.
So if you buy stuff on Amazon, instead of mailing it here, you just go to Marshall's.
Oh.
They scan the QR code. They give you 5% gift card to shop there. And it's weird because the first time I did it, I'm like, "Are you gonna argue with me? Like there's not gonna be an argument. There's not gonna yell. Like you're not gonna call me a liar." He's like, "No, that's it." I'm like, "That's it? Like, what if there's missing parts?" He's like, "Is there missing parts?" I'm like, "No." And he's like, "Yeah, you're good."
Wow.
I was shocked.
Yeah.
So ever since then, I almost buy stuff just to go over there to return it.
If you give me 5%.
They should do $5, but I think they figured out it's probably not the best model.
Yeah, give me 5% instead. Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, man. So there's that's Durston. That's called the Durston X Mid tent. That's called the Solid. There's an X Mid and then there's a Solid. Durston, his first name is Dan, and again, it's just a guy that loved backpacking and started making his own tents. And half the year you can't even buy his tents because they're sold out.
Unbelievable, man.
So many people will test these tents over and over and over. They're really good with condensation. Venting is really good on these tents, so I'm just real excited to take this out and give it a shot because there's so many things for people to learn when it comes to even blowing up your pad to putting up a tent with condensation.
Wow, man, amazing, Mike. What about this guy over here, man? If we can grab, yeah, tell us about that guy.
Yeah,
nice catch. No worries.
So,
man, this thing is.
So this is a framed backpack. They have frameless and framed. I think this guy's a little bit over 2 pounds.
Mm-hmm.
This is the new version. This is the 2023 REI Flash 55. This is a small, so technically it's 53 liters, which is perfect for 3-dayers, 4-dayers, probably pushing it about that. So this was probably this has been. There's a couple other backpacks I'm going to try in the future, but this backpack is amazing, and for the cost of it, there's so many different adjustments you can do on it. You can actually take off the brain, that part just picked up, and that can become a day backpack where you can actually take that off, put it around your back, and just go on a day hike.
Wow. Okay, this one here.
Yeah, exactly. Yep. So it's not waterproof or water resistant. The version before this was. It's made some changes on this one.
Is that a kind of a?
It is. I mean, I haven't had an issue with it because I do have a rain cover on it. So when I was with somebody who was raining, I put the rain cover on it. It was fine. Most of the time, the water will come in through the strap area and kind of leak in there. But anything that you don't want to get wet, you have the dry bags. My clothes would go in here. I have a dry bag for my sleeping bag. So you put anything that you don't want to get wet in something like this to prevent Sea to Summit.
Yeah.
Prevent from anything from getting wet. So just
Right.
So this has all kinds of random stuff that I brought just to look at if you ever have time. But it's a great bag. I'm actually doing a review on this now. I probably have about 20-25 nights in that backpack. That is a go. So this is my thermometer, digital thermometer. So it connects to my phone. This is a really big deal, I think, for beginning backpackers. It's probably one of the best things you can get in the very beginning. This is only $15, I think it is. You can you can click on one of my links. I'll take you right to that. But if you're sleeping, right, and you go to look at the thermometer in the morning, it's going to tell you what the temperature is. But how do you know what the temperature got to that night? You can't with this. It connects to your phone. It's an app. So I can see, it got down to 28 degrees last night.
Wow.
Well, that was cold, but I was comfortable. I was warm. So I did a video at Joshua Tree. It got down to 28 degrees. I used my Kelty Cosmic Down bag out of REI 10 at that time. And I used a Q-Core Deluxe with 300. It was a 300 merino wool layers. And that's the coldest I want to get in that element. The reason why I knew it was 28 degrees is because I was able to look at my thermometer, my digital thermometer on my phone and go, okay, it was 28 degrees. So when I'm planning things or I'm going places, I know I don't want to get any colder than this. So I think it's really, and it's super cheap and it's super light. So it's just a great way to kind of monitor your trips on temperature, to get familiar with the quality of what you're buying, and to also recommend that product to certain people as far as element goes with, because the manufacturer is going to protect themselves, right? So this is a 3-season sleeping pad, but I've taken it in the snow. My tent that I did a video on, my Nemo Dragonfly 1-person, it's a 3-person tent, but I had it in snow and I was fine. Wow. So they're going to do what they can to protect themselves. But guys that are out there backpacking and utilizing the equipment, we can do a review and I can say, oh, it's 30 degrees and it survived in snow 30 degrees because you see it on camera. So the manufacturer always going to do things to protect themselves. But as we're out there kind of filming content and getting gear tested, we're able to provide more accurate information and we can cross the boundaries because I'm not sponsored by them, right? So I'd never lead anybody down the wrong road. And I think anybody means to on purpose, but you can get real accurate information. I think much more on a YouTuber doing a video and finding out the temperature than you would on the website throwing up the numbers of what it can do or can't do. So,
wow, Mike, this is just unbelievable. Now, this is very cool, very informative, man. Lots of lots to learn, and man, you're breaking it all down for us, man. All this equipment is amazing, but if I had to ask you, if you had to kind of like if you're on stranded, if you're stranded on an island, what one thing you would, so I would ask you, what's one thing you would take, man? You have to take it if you didn't have anything else, maybe 1 or 2 things that you would have to have. What would those be?
Equipment. You have to have a jacket to stay warm, right? So jackets can be very expensive, but I recently just ordered a budget friendly. I'm really into budget friendly because I'm a dad and a father. So the Decathlon Trek 100 is a great starting jacket. I believe it's 750 down. It's really lightweight. I actually have it myself. I've worn it on almost all my videos. I have it for my wife. It's $90.
Wow.
So Decathlon Trek 100. I don't get paid for it. You can't even buy it on Amazon. You got to go to Decathlon, so I get nothing out of it. But it's just a great jacket, I think, to start off with, and it can fold up and compact, really, really small. So you can use it as a pillow. Jacket's going to be number one, I think. Again, depending on your condition, because if it's hot, then you don't really need a jacket. You're going to need water. So I think definitely having the ability to have a pump to pump water, because without water you can die. So water. They make capsules now. I'll show you guys real quick. I brought a couple different options. So this is my water pump. I have 2 water pumps in there. Wow. So one of them I take with groups of people, and then I have the Sawyer Squeeze, which is a lot more lightweight just for myself. So all I would need is this for me personally, which is, super lightweight.
Wow, that's awesome.
And I've just grab water from the stream in this thing, twist it on there, and I can drink it.
That's a filter,
there, right? So this is just go on air, I can filter in there, or this should go on any smart water bottle. The Croc, they have a Croc foldable water bottle.
Wow.
And then this is more of like this is much more heavier, but this will work pretty much with anything, filling up, your bladders, or if you want to fill up a water cell. This is a 6-liter water cell. So when I go with friends or people that are new to backpacking, I want to make it enjoyable for them. So I may carry extra equipment. Most people don't need it. If it's just me, I don't need this. I bring this for people. So I'll fill this up. I'll pump water near. I got 6 liters of water versus a new backpacker going down the stream or the lake or the river trying to find water. Water. I'd rather just pump that thing up, bring it back to camp, and just share water.
Yeah. For sure,
so this is the pump that would just pump it in there, and this will also have a connector to go inside your bladder if you want to go in your bladder. So water, I think, is probably going to be the one thing you're going to need. Without water, you're gonna die. So
no. Yeah. Jacket and water, man. No, unreal, man. You are fully equipped, brother, and you have definitely shown us. Man, I'm really like impressed, man, with everything. I mean, you. What do you have? You can cook. You can stay warm. You can. Jeez, man.
I can reply to messages. Like, I have people that ask me questions. That's kind of what started the channel too. Is you guys know I've coached soccer for a very long time out here, and some of the dads were like, what do I need to get? And I was answering questions, but I answered the same question like 3 or 4 times. So that kind of really also kind of motivated me to want to start a channel too. So people have questions, go to my Instagram, Yes We Can Outdoors, send me a DM. I'll answer any questions you have. I'll even, if I have the time or availability, I can, jump on a streaming call with them to kind of go over some stuff, or if they're at a store, they have some questions. And there's a lot of things you don't need. But there's also a video on that. 15 things you don't need. Doesn't mean you don't need them. I got some crap for some of the stuff. Like one guy was like, after 2 days you start gingivitis. I'm like, I'm not saying don't take a toothbrush every trip. I'm just saying like you don't absolutely need it if you don't need it. Like So it really depends where you're going or what you're doing. But so there's some stuff you don't need and some things you do need. But if you have questions, reach out, ask me, DM me. I'm very responsive and open to helping out.
Yeah, man. No, I'm definitely excited to see Yes We Can Outdoors continue to grow and expand, and I'm looking forward to more content, man. No, man, this has been such a very cool conversation, man. Like I said, I'm a lot more educated and informed now, about backpacking, about all this equipment, what's available out there, where it's available, where you can get it. No, man, thank you so much. I want to thank you for coming on once again and sharing with us, brother.
Yeah, absolutely. I brought a Yes We Can sticker, so any of your viewers that are interested in a Yes We Can sticker,
bam,
for their water bottle,
there you go.
Reach out to me or reach out to Andy. I'll pay 38, how much ever stamps are nowadays.
Yeah, that's
good. I got envelopes, and so I'll mail them to for free just for checking out Andy's, Profile Pod TV, YouTube, tuning in. So thanks for watching this, but I'll send this to him at no charge because these weren't free, right?
Right.
So it's just a nice thank you for checking out this video today, and I'll send those to them at no charge so they can ask me any questions that they may have.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. Ladies and gentlemen, Mike Blanda, Yes We Can Outdoors. Go check out his page on Instagram. just like it sounds. Yes, we can outdoors. Check out the YouTube channel. You have a link there on the Instagram page to your YouTube.
I do. Yep. And I just had Eric Hansen out there too. He's from Backpacking TV on my recent one. He went independent. So we're a tight knit community. There's a lot of stuff on his channel too. Check out Huck Outdoors as well. I'm trying to partner up with him on some stuff. Quest 2. We all know a couple of these guys out there, but definitely a couple other guys you can take a look at as well out there. So,
well, there it is, man. Ladies and gentlemen, if you are not informed, or if I hope you got a lot from this, because this man just broke it all down. Again, go check out his page. You can check out his YouTube channel and become more educated, man. Connect with Mike. He's your man right here. If you're if you're looking to, if you're an avid backpacker, or you're just looking to get started, you know where to go to.
Man. And if you guys have ideas, right? If any of your viewers have questions, and hey, can you do a video on this? A couple of my videos I've gotten have been from messages from Instagram. The questions and stuff like that. So feel free to ask me, hey, can you do a video on just how you pack your bag? I haven't done a video on that. Or maybe do a video on, just the Flash 55 or so. If you have recommendations or what they want to hear, I need to put out content once a week. So let me know, and I'll do that too.
So we're just scratching the surface here, man.
Yeah. You too, man. Thanks so much for having me on. I know that you have wife and kids, and you're over here talking to a goof like me. So it means a lot to me, brother. Appreciate it.
No doubt, man. Anytime, man. And again, man, it's a pleasure. And thanks for coming on. Ladies and gentlemen, there you have Mike Blanda. Yes, we can outdoors. Go connect with him. I want to thank everybody for tuning in, and connect with me on Instagram, The Profile Pod. I want to thank all of you for those who have already connected, the subscribers on YouTube. Let's continue to grow and expand together, man. Again, this is the show that brings on individuals doing extraordinary things in life. And just like Mike just demonstrated, he's inspiring us all, man. So once again, for Mike Blanda, I'm Double A here, your host at The Profile Pod. We'll see you guys next time. And always remember to think. Oh, I blew it. Always remember. I blew that one.
You hiccuped.
Oh, man. And always remember to take it easy. Thanks again, Mike. We'll see you, man. You guys take care. All right, man.